Easy Energy Systems is its own company. I own two companies. The sister company is Easy Automation, Inc., which would be the largest provider of feed software and automation in North America. So we've got 3,000 feed mills around North America making animal feed. And that's actually how I got into the business, to get into the energy business. Is my customers over there were complaining about that they were taking the corn for their animal feed, and Mark, can you do something about that? And so that's where we came up with the idea of these modular systems. What's nice about the modular systems is you can build them efficiently. They're fully automatic, but you can put them, you can place them out in these rural villages and take care of those local waste streams. Most of the waste streams that you would convert into ethanol need a smaller scale system, like a 1 to 5 million gallon system. Easy Energy Systems has developed a modular energy system that can convert waste paper into ethanol or electricity. And so think of this as an energy in a box concept, that you could just ship these units about the size of a shipping container anywhere in the world, plunk them in a remote village, bring it the local waste palm fronds, waste milk products, waste paper, and convert that into biofuels or electricity. Yeah, we started this in about 2004, did various iterations to prove the technology works. In Emmitsburg, Iowa now, we have a functioning demonstration plant. If you'd like to come and watch us put milk waste on one end, ethanol come out the other. You'd like to watch paper come in on one end, go out the ethanol, come out the other. We've got a functioning demonstration plant. And we've now got over 1,000 systems quoted. We've been marketing these systems for about the last year. And so now we're starting to gear up our production. We just brought on Bill Hines, who's the former president of Honeywell, with like thousands and thousands of employees under him, to start us setting up the factories to start building them. So we have a factory, we have the equipment for the factory, and we're starting to convert these quotations into orders and start scaling up. Think of it kind of like Legos. You have different parts of the process, okay? You have different parts of the process. Each of these units is about the size of a shipping container. And so we can build them in an assembly line, ship them anywhere in the world, and just snap together the different pieces, each size about the size of a shipping container. And then when you get done, start putting waste paper into one end, waste food products into one end, and biofuels out the other. Now, if for some reason you need a different feedstock, maybe instead of using waste paper, you want to use waste milk waste, you can just put a different unit on the front end. And what we've really become as a company is a technology integrator. So we have all these different companies, enzyme companies, biology companies, pretreatment companies coming to us and saying, well, I got it working in my test tube and I'd like to scale it up, and you've got these smaller scale systems. And so we can start to get relationship with many of these different science partners. Most of the ones you read about we're probably partnering with. And you can implement this technology overnight. You know, you want to ship the pods to the middle of Africa and set a village up in a week, you'll be up and running. Versus having to put in a huge centralized plant and string power lines all over Africa trying to power every single village. Yeah, it goes and goes. So you've got those states that have food processing. So for instance, many of the cheese processing plants put out a milk waste. So we should put one in every one of those. Landfills, about 40% of what comes to a landfill is waste paper, and we've got technology partners we work with where we can extract the paper fibers and convert them into landfills. So one market is to put them in every landfill. You have markets such as frozen fruit. You also have markets where maybe they were raising a crop that's no longer economical. And so there are new energy crops, not food crops, but new energy crops that you can raise out in those barren areas, or those areas where nothing's being raised. And create high-value energy crops, not food, but high-value energy crops. Which can take those areas of the world that are economically depressed and make them thrive. Yes, you know, we of course we're located in America. Our feed customers, we've got thousands of feed mills out there that we think they're located in like smaller communities that often have waste from like waste food processing plants and so forth. So we see that as one market. But long term, our vision is this is really the key for the developing nations of the world, the remote villages in Africa, ship these into those remote villages and just ship them in like shipping containers, snap them together, and start bringing their waste residue and start creating energy in that remote village. So now they got fuel for their motorcycles, they got electricity for their village, they can start powering irrigation systems, so have electricity to study by. It just changes their entire, it just kind of breaks the cycle of poverty. Our mission and trademark is to fuel the world. And we really, our goal is to just solve the energy problem for the world by sending these units all over the world and converting waste. And nobody cares if you take waste and convert waste into fuel versus food. We're not the food we're not food into fuel, we're waste into fuel. And you would not believe the waste. When you leave this interview, you're going to be thinking of waste after waste after waste, like why aren't we turning that into fuel? And that's what our system does. We had when Dr. Chu visited us, the Secretary of Energy, Dr. Chu, came and visited us, and one of the quotes on his Facebook was, "This could be the key to world rural wealth creation."